Well, hey folks, it's your old pal King Waspinator. Welcome back to Total Party Skills. By viewer request, I'm going to finally do a video I've been putting off for a long time. I've been reluctant to have to get into this, but unfortunately, today is the day we all have to finally face our inner demons and search within our souls for answers we did not want to have to ever receive. I'm, of course, talking about, as you can tell by the video title, the top 5 ways that you can play an elf. Now, there's a couple different ways I could have come across making this video. Originally, it was just kind of a sarcastic comment, and I could just still play it as totally sarcastic and basically just tell you about all the different elf races that are already in the books that you already know about because you know how to read. And, or, I could try to take it super seriously. But that's not what I do, so I'm going to go for something a little bit in between. Let's say 5 play styles of elf that you can model off famous actors who you all know and love. And I'm going to rank it, obviously 5, going from the least to the best. We'll start with number 5, which would be the Liv Tyler elf, your Arwen. Nice, good beginner elf. You don't have to have a lot of dialogue. You just basically have to stand there and look pretty. That's what elves do at their most basic level. Occasionally you might, have like a small monologue or something, but you're just dipping your toe into playing role-playing games or just playing elves, and you're not really quite sure what to do with it. One of the easiest answers is just to be stoic and look good. So the Liv Tyler elf is, the least on the list because it is the most basic. Number 4, we're going to go with the Idris Elba, or the Idris Elfa. Obviously, they're wanting to recharacterize dark elves to be more heroic, and Idris Elba is not a bad model for that. He's extremely charismatic. The ladies love him. He's got a particular gravitas that he brings to roles. If you're looking for an elf ranger, perhaps, Idris Elba is not a bad choice. He'd be a great Dritz, let's face it. But number 3 cues off some of the qualities of the Idris Elba, in that it's for someone who's got good charisma, is able to deliver their lines, knows their place in the script, isn't trying to outshine everybody, is funny, affable, is the guy in the party most likely to bring beer to the game session, and that would be the Chris Hemsworth elf. I think it speaks for itself. Like I said, he's kind of nice smack dab in the middle of the list at number 3 because he's just a good team player. He can crack a joke. He can, he knows how to, run his combat stats for big climactic moments. He knows how to take an L and learn how to play off that, and maybe allow his character to gain a little weight before he has to go work it off hanging out with the Guardians of the Galaxy. The Chris Hemsworth is a pretty solid choice. But number 2, this is for the craftier people who might have enjoyed that one, ex-elf orc, leader of the orcs. I can't remember his name now, from the Rings of Power show. Like the one actual good character that was in that show. If you can remember, be sure to tell me in the comments that guy's name. But that would be the James Woods elf. The James Woods elf. There's a lot of times where people aren't going to like him. They might actually despise the guy. But every once in a while, there'll be moments when he's just in the right place and just in the right role where he's just perfect for it. And, in a way, the antagonism engendered from most of the other players from the James Woods elf, is in and of itself, part of the act. For someone who, wants to, put a twist, an unexpected twist on the classic, tropes of what elves are supposed to be as these benign, enlightened, caring, beautiful creatures. Well, instead you can have one that, looks like the white version of James Olmos, with the pockmarked face and the shitty Twitter attitudes and all that kind of stuff. You know what's up with the James Woods elf. Number 1, probably have to go with the Cate Blanchett. Famously the Galadriel model, the person who's real in depth with the lore, understands the alien ancient portrayal of these beings, is a strong female who doesn't take shit off any man and doesn't need a man. Kate Blanchett is probably the ultimate expression of elf. Certainly, all of Galadriel's depictions, will bring a certain, kind of gravitas, because you need that to be Galadriel. But the Kate Blanchett's your peak. I don't think anyone would question that. Now, obviously, there's like a whole ton of people being left out of this list, but you have to boil it down to 5. However, just as a special bonus, if you do manage to unlock and go through all these different levels, starting with Liv Tyler and all the way up to Kate Blanchett, and your portrayals of elf, once you've mastered all these 5 elves, you can unlock the 6th elf, which is the Elliot Page elf. This is the elf that's best typified by your half-elves, because these are the elves that have finally learned how to walk in the halls of men. And so, I guess that's about it. Hit like and subscribe. Check out links below, and stay waspinated.